Hello, Montclaire Neighborhood Association. My apologies for getting you this video so late. It's been a crazy time in the life of Braxton, and I'm running at or near capacity. As the city of Charlotte continues to grow, I think the most important aspect we need to approach is the economic mobility or the lack of economic mobility of so many people here in Charlotte. When you look at the history of Charlotte, this is not a new problem. The resources, the wealth, is concentrated into a select few, and we have to change that. I think we can do that by recruiting and encouraging existing businesses to provide career path jobs that provide benefits and equal pay for equal work for all people. And then we need to look to develop neighborhoods where folks that can afford market rate housing are living amongst folks that need workforce and affordable housing, giving particular attention to creating ownership opportunities for low income wage earners and working class people, because we know that ownership over time is the single greatest and quickest path to wealth growth and anchoring of people in the neighborhoods that they exist in. But when we talk about affordable housing, again, it begins and it ends with jobs. For too many people in Charlotte, there are jobs here, but they don't have the necessary skills to take on these good paying jobs. Often these skills can lead to the incubation of small businesses and wealth that will never leave neighborhoods here in Charlotte. We are defined by economic growth, but we don't have enough people laying the lines that are building this city, or hanging the doors, or necessary skills like plumbing and carpentry. We're having to go out of state and out of the region to find people to do that. And when we do that, our tax dollars, our wages, they fly out of our system, and we are not able to take full advantage, again, of this economic growth that defines us. Many of you may know that I was intimately involved in the demonstrations that took place in 2016. There was a lot going on. There were a lot of emotions. I do not refer to the totality of those nights as a riot. I call them demonstrations. There were times that it got particularly violent. Things got broken and bad things happened. I myself used my voice and my bodily presence. I did not participate in any of the violence. But I can tell you that it could have been managed differently. The violence that did occur did not have to happen. If we had a more patient, transparent, and a more accessible leadership in this city. I know the people out on the street were asking to speak to our mayor, our city councilors, our chief of police. They had questions and they had very tough conversations that they wanted to have. But instead of showing up, our leaders sicked the police on them. That caused an amplification of tensions and led to a lot of the violence that occurred. I think one of the biggest needs of the city is a comprehensive transportation plan. We cannot build our transportation system a lane at a time or half a train line at a time. We have to commit to a comprehensive plan that includes mass transit and rails and buses, and that includes roads and walkable spaces. I believe in the CATS 2030 plan, giving particular attention to creating east to west connectivity. Too many people have too long of a bus ride just to get to the bare minimum needs, and we have to fix that. I think the overall idea of that is popular, but what is unpopular about it is that, one, it's going to have an extreme cost in terms of dollars, but two, we're going to have to move a lot of dirt. And we know right now, even with all the construction that is happening all over town, that it makes life sometimes difficult to get to and from work, to get to and from picking the kids up to school. But that is why it's very important to have a plan that is comprehensive in nature and takes all of those things into account and is done in a way that minimizes the pain of moving all that dirt to create these much needed bus lines and train lines and other pieces of transportation infrastructure. Look, we're already far behind in terms of what is needed to move the existing population around. If we continue to grow at the pace which we all want to do to continue to grow, we're going to be a city that is unable to navigate, but also we have to take into account how Congestion in traffic and other transportation methods negatively impact the environmental concerns of our Charlotte.